Hey guys, my name's David and we're going to be doing a top 10 video of all of the LEGO Star Wars Clone Wars sets that we've gotten over the past couple of years, going all the way back to 2008. Now, an important thing is that we are specifically doing Clone Wars sets, so that excludes 2013 and 2014, Episode 2, Episode 3, and all the ones before it sets. I'm not counting those as Clone Wars sets. It has to be directly from the TV show. Now, specifically, the list I'm using is if you go to Bricklink and then you go down to the Star Wars Clone Wars tab, that leads you to basically all of what I also consider to be the Clone Wars TV show sets. Basically, either they have Clone Wars figures based off the show on it, or the set is actually based from the show. So one or the other. So without ado, let's go ahead and get into the 10th set that I've chosen, which is the AV7 Anti-Vehicle Cannon by, of course, the Republic. This is an underrated set, I think. I really believe this went under a lot of people's radar. I didn't really see much hype for it at the time it came out back in 2014, but I gotta say, I think this is a really great set that, it's one of the first vehicles you actually see in the Star Wars Clone Wars movie in 2008. It took so many years for them to finally get around to making the set, but we did get it, and we got Phase 2 Wolfpack Troopers. It's a bit, there's a little bit of a debate there whether they should be gray or sand blue in terms of actual color with Plo Koon. And with that said, let's go ahead and move on to our number 9 pick. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, the brand new RPG mobile app game. So in LEGO Legacy, you'll be able to play through extensive solo campaigns and events where you unlock material to upgrade your minifigures as you progress through increasingly difficult missions through the campaign. And with 40 years of LEGO minifigures to choose from, you'll be able to put together quite a squad. Once you begin your journey through both the campaign and events, you'll be able to access the leaderboards to show who really is the top player. On top of all that, you can also build sets. Yeah, that's right. It's not just minifigures, but there's also classic LEGO sets like from the old Pirates theme that goes back, again, the 40 years of LEGO history that you can revisit. So this game is not just for kids. This is for all ages, guys. I'm 23, and I'm having a blast playing this game. So I'll have a link down in the description below where you can download both on iOS and Android LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. Again, thank you guys for sponsoring this video. All right, so going on to number 9. This was a tough choice, but I ultimately chose the Khorasan Police Gunship. I don't think a lot of you enjoyed this set. I remember seeing this set on sale, actually. But if you're like me, you'll know that this set represents the Season 5 finale of Star Wars The Clone Wars, where Ahsoka actually walks away from the Jedi. Gotta say, that was such a heartfelt moment. And so having a set basically from that arc where we basically had Ahsoka leave the Jedi religion and all of that, I just found this set to be really awesome. I really enjoyed the Phase 2 Shock Troopers in Clone Wars form. Of course, we get a new version of Ahsoka with the dual lightsabers and Anakin. And then on top of that, I actually just really enjoy the ship design. It's very different. We actually see it be reused in Star Wars Rebels as an Imperial vehicle, an Imperial police gunship. So I can see this set being used for a lot of purposes. So I think it's definitely worth at least the number 9 pick. So moving on to the 8th pick. This was actually a bit of a tricky choice for me, but I ultimately settled on the Malevolence. So I've been rewatching all of Star Wars The Clone Wars on Disney Plus, leading up to the 7th season of Clone Wars, which is now out now. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Malevolence Arc, and I went back, I have this set, and I looked at it, I'm like, this is actually a pretty good set. It has, the handle, it has some interior functions, pretty solid minifigure choice, really cool interior, and it accurately represents the Malevolence, and I actually really enjoyed that little feature where you could, use the flick-fire missiles, and they all shoot out, and I thought it was a good set. It's not, obviously, scale-wise perfect, but I thought it was pretty good. Moving on to the 7th pick. This is something I just recently built on one of my live streams. If you want to check that out, they're every Monday night. But it's the AAT, the Armored Assault Tank. And I gotta say, this is by far the best iteration. We've gotten 3 over the last, 20 years of LEGO Star Wars now. And I think this is the best iteration of the tank yet. Now, that's actually rumored we're supposed to get this tank again here in 2020. But I still think this is a solid Star Wars The Clone Wars set that deserves being in one of the higher spots. Moving on to our 6th pick. gotta say this is another set that totally goes under the radar, which is the Republic Frigate. I think this set really stood out because of its minifigures. It was the first time I believe we got like Quinlan Voss, Eth Koth. It was the first time we definitely got Clone Commander Wolf, along with one of his Wolfpack troopers. It was like crazy that we got this set, and I think these are the more accurate colors on those clone troopers with sand blue. But overall, like, this set had really great playability, great minifigures. I believe it retailed for $120, which is a solid price. So overall, a great set that I feel like definitely deserves the 6th spot. Moving on to number 5, this is definitely going to be a favorite among all of you. How can we not forget the Bark Speeder with sidecar? Boy, was this a great set. We absolutely got this set specifically just to get Phase 2 clone Captain Rex. Come on, let's be honest. That's the main reason we got this set. But better yet, not only did we get a fantastic Captain Rex minifigure, we got a new version of Obi-Wan, we've got another Commando droid, and a solid Bark Speeder. This is really awesome. I believe this is from the Cadavo Arc series from Star Wars The Clone Wars. And it's actually rumored that we're going to get another Bark Speeder here in 2020 with a whole bunch of clone troopers. Moving on to number 4, this was an easy pick, guys. I went with the Venator class Republic Attack Cruiser. You know, at first, back in 2009, I did think that this set is a little wonky in its dimensions, and it still is. But after all of these years, I've really come around on this set and actually found that I really love it. I think it's a great set. Now, this set had some pretty dang solid minifigures. I remember at the time, everybody was freaking out over the fact that this set came with Senate Commandos back in 2009. I myself was like absolutely like losing my mind. But of course, years later, we got a Senate Commandos battle pack. So I think the standout minifigure is actually Chancellor Palpatine, his Clone Wars getup. And I think a lot of you have voiced your opinions over the years that this is like one of the most ugliest minifigures. And while I can see that, it is actually very accurate to the Clone Wars Palpatine. So, you know, say what you will about it. But another thing is this set was actually the first set, I believe, that introduced the handle in LEGO Star Wars sets. The handle that went on to the Gunship, went on to ATTE, that went on to basically the First Order Star Destroyer. Everything that has a handle you can thank the Venator for. Isn't that crazy? Moving on to number 3. I think you can guess it. Come on, you know it's been in the back of your head. It's the Clone Turbo Tank. How can I not forget that? Yeah, I would argue that this is definitely the best iteration of the Clone Turbo Tank we've ever gotten back in 2010. We've actually gotten a newer version in 2015, but I think it's arguable to say that that set is weaker than this set because this one's a lot larger, had better playability, had better figures, had some, you know, an accurate minifigure scale ATRT. I thought it was a solid set, and I have 3 of these sets, and I gotta say, they have held up so well after, I guess, 10 years now. I got these sets back in 2010. So I can absolutely recommend that this is a absolute number 3 spot for sure. I definitely think this is a pretty much amazing set that really, I think LEGO nailed it. Now, moving on to number 2, I think a lot of you might think it's one set, but it's actually the Clone Walker Battle Pack. How can I not put this set as number 2? This was... Okay, I'm sure a lot of you would say that, David, this set doesn't belong in number 2. I totally understand that. But for me, this set just has so much significance. It's one of the first, you know, popular videos I ever did on my YouTube channel was buying a whole bunch of these battle packs and making a clone army video. I believe I was like one of the first, if not one of the few people to make clone army videos, and that kind of blew up my YouTube channel to what it is today. So I have this battle pack to thank, and I gotta say it's definitely my number 2 pick. So what is my top number 1 Star Wars The Clone Wars set? It's the Republic dropship with ATOT. I'm sure maybe some of you guessed it, maybe some of you didn't, maybe you think it's another set. I'll address some other sets here in a second. But how can we not admire this beauty of a LEGO Star Wars set? I think it's the crown jewel of Star Wars The Clone Wars sets, in my opinion. It's by far the biggest. I think it's the most expensive LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars set we ever got. And, you know, obviously we're going to get a UCS gunship here in the next couple of months to possibly a year or so. But until then, this is the crown jewel of Clone Wars sets, in my opinion. How can you not want this set? At $250, you know, I remember people saying that was, you know, expensive, but nowadays this set is going, I kid you not, the average selling price is $850. Some are even selling for $1,000. So this is an icon of Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and I believe it is the #1 pick. Now, before we go, let's address the elephant in the room. David, why on earth did you not put the Republic Gunship or ATTE in your top 10 Star Wars: The Clone Wars Lego set list? The simple answer is, like I said in the beginning of the video, I wasn't going to be including any of those 2013, 2014 Lego Star Wars sets based on episode 2 and 3. And personally, I feel that the 2013 iterations are far superior to its 2008 counterparts. I feel that LEGO made significant gains both in design and functionality in these versions of the sets, which is why they're not in the top 10, because they're not part of the Star Wars: The Clone Wars wave. All right, guys, so that's it. Let me know what you guys think. What's your top 10 LEGO Star Wars: The Clone Wars set list? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.